What's up, everybody? Deveney from Deveney Interactive here, the hippest mom in all of YouTube, bringing you another episode of Friday with Friends. So make sure that you hit that like button down there because it lets me know if I should continue this series or not. And this week, our very special guest is Reptilian. Would you like to introduce yourself, Reptilian?
Hey, what's up, Deveney? What's up, Deveney's channel? I'm here to present you with domination on Carbon. I use the shotgun, the USAS 12, and I go ham on these noobs. And today I just thought it would be nice if we talk about, since I'm a teenager and you're a mom, of how, like, what it means when a child like does stuff, when you yell at them, and our reaction to it and your reaction to it. So my first question, it would be like, what do you think it means when you yell at a kid and all they do is just stare at you?
When I yell at my kids and they just stare at me. Well, that's easy. It's because, you know, they're just blinded by my sheer awesomeness because they know that I'm right and they're wrong. Because, you know, why would I yell at my kids otherwise? You know, I'm obviously right and they're obviously wrong. So that's why they give me that blank stare, because they have zero comeback after that.
Well, sometimes that's true, but what it really means is that 99.99% of children, they're usually looking at you and swearing at you, like calling you the meanest things in the book, because they are mad at you for yelling at them because they think that they are right and you are wrong.
Well, that's okay, because you know what? If you knew how many times during the day that I'm staring at my kids, calling them everything underneath the sun. So it's kind of a two-way street there. I mean, especially like, you know, you're sitting there staring at them, you know, hey, you know, I woke you up at 7 o'clock to take the trash out, and here it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's no trash taken out. And I'm giving you that look like, you know, you are the most bleep, 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 bleep. And so, yeah, that is a two-way street, just so you know. I mean, it's like I can't say it, but it doesn't mean I can't think it.
Yeah. So my second question would be, what do you think a kid does after you walk around the corner after yelling at them?
Okay, well, now here's a true story on that. I remember yelling at my youngest son one time and telling him to go on and get, and so I turned around first, and I was in my living room, and there was a mirror in the living room. And as I was turning around to go down the hallway, I saw him through the mirror. At the time, he was like 8, and he was heavily into WWE wrestling.
Yeah.
And I saw him through the mirror doing this total Degeneration X move towards me. and then I just kind of like very, I didn't whip around, but very slowly kind of turn around again. And by the time I turned around, he was not doing it anymore. So, yeah, then that's what I've seen. Now, I'm sure there are other things. I'm sure they're flipping me the bird, or they're doing something, or, you know, or they're making like the, you know, I'm the jerking off symbol, or, you know, something like that. But yeah, you know, I'm sure they do it because I remember doing it when, you know, I would, except for, you know, back in my day and I was a girl, we didn't have all like the guy gestures and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did the same thing to my mom, so.
Yeah, you're like right on. That's actually what it means. Like, we either like flip you off or we do like a gesture to you. And then another true story on my side. A couple of years ago, when I was like 8, 10, something around there, my mom just got done yelling at me for fighting with my little brother and my big sister. So I flip her the bird, and I like make like a fist and start like punching at her like out while she's like going like around the corner. And then she saw me through a mirror, because we have a mirror on the corner, kind of like you have, but I don't know what like where your mirror is and whatever.
Yeah.
But she turned around, she whipped her head. Her hair.
Also, she totally did the whip thing. See, I tried to play it cool. I just turned around nonchalantly because I wanted to give him a way out, because it was kind of comical. Believe it or not, your parents think you're comical sometimes, but they can't let you know that. So I wanted to give him a way out, so that's why I turned around slowly. But your mom must have been really pissed for her to whip her head around like she's in the Exorcist movie or something like that.
So she whips her head across, and then all of our faces, because we're all like standing like in the line from my sister and me and my little brother, and all of her faces go blank. And then she walks towards me, and she's like, "What was that?" And then I dart off around the living room, because it goes our living room, our kitchen, and then our dining room. It's like a one big circle. And then, so I'm running, and then my sister starts cheering me on, and then she starts running after my sister. And then my sister takes off out the door and starts running down the street, screaming her head off. Like, it was horrible.
See, that's what I'm saying. But you know what? That's the reason why I am the hippest mom in all of YouTube is because I will never, ever, ever chase my kids. I don't care how mad I get at my kids. If they want to run away, if they want to run down the street, or, you know, like my oldest son one time, he told me he was going to run away from home. And I think my response was, do you want me to pack you a bag then? You want a peanut butter and jelly for, for the road or something like that? Because I'm never, ever, ever going to chase you because here's the thing. You're always going to come back, and the thought of having to come back is actually more scarier than having your mom chase you. Because I'll tell my kids all the time, eventually you're going to have to eat. You might get away with your friend's house for a couple hours or something like that, but eventually you're going to have to eat, and eventually you're going to have to fall asleep, and then that's when I'm going to whoop your little narrow ass. I mean, seriously, I've never, ever, ever chased my kids. I don't do it because, you know what? I mean, I'm one of those people, payback it comes, when I want it to come, not when you want it to come. So.
Yeah, I actually got mad at my mom a couple years ago, and I said, I'm going to run away, and she went to my room. She grabbed all my stuff, put it in a basket, and put it out the door, and then she put, like, a peanut butter cracker on top of it, and she's like, here you go. So here I am, like, dragging my basket of clothes and my little cracker on top down the road. I don't get, like, anywhere except for maybe 50 feet, and I live on a hill, so it's harder to, like, push it up the hill. And then I was probably there pushing for about an hour, and then I come back, and she's like, oh, what were you doing? Were you saying bye to everyone else? Saying bye to your uncle across the street, saying bye to your friends. I was like, no, I couldn't even get my basket up the road. And then she starts laughing, and then she helps me put away all my stuff. And
that's what I'm trying to tell you. See, y'all think all these dramatic gestures are going to make a point, but you know what? I did it. My mama did the same thing to me. It's just dramatic gestures rarely ever work. I mean, they don't. So
yeah. I think, like parenting these days is, like, it's a lot better than in the old days.
Well, see, actually, you know what? I have to disagree because I think nowadays that more parents are afraid to converse with their children, and they're more afraid to discipline their children because now everyone's like, oh, you can't whoop your kid in a Walmart parking lot because, a camera might see you and you're going to go to jail for child abuse. And, my thought is, you know what? I have absolutely zero problem whatsoever putting foot to ass when need to. And if I'm going to go to jail for it, then fine, I'll go to jail for it. But I'm going to discipline my kids the way I want to discipline them.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it is now. Like, if you're in the public and then, like, someone sees you, like, disciplining your child, they can call the cops right there on the spot, and then you'll go to jail for it or get, like, a big ticket.
Yeah, so I think it's harder now to be a parent because there's so many cases where it's like the children run the asylum. And I'm sorry, the children don't run my asylum. The Louisville Slugger at my door runs my asylum because I'm not afraid to swing it. So, anyway. All right, so we have to wrap up, but I think there was one more question that you wanted, like an stage question that you you had.
Yeah, do you have any tips for like people who are still in like the stage or like can't get over it too well, like they're still stuck and they can't get out?
You know what? It's I found when you mentioned that you wanted to ask that question, and I think I even mentioned it to you at the time, that to me it's kind of a weird question because I still feel as if I'm in that stage, and every time I do a commentary, it gets better. I mean, it really does. You really should go back and listen to that dual com I had with Mr. I Try Hard because he explained it just so perfectly. Because it's just the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. But I also see what you're saying because there's some people out there I notice have 100 videos on their channel and they're still kind of monotone.
Yeah.
And that's the only nice way that I can say it. Great gameplay, but very monotone.
Yeah, like they can't get out of the stage, like to be excited and like change your voice and yeah.
If there's 3 things that I would put out there about the stage, and it's 3 things that I try to work on with myself. And that's enunciation, pronunciation, and consistency. So enunciation, and you have to have a certain type of, you have to raise your voice and lower it. You don't want to be monotone, but you have to have your enunciation. So even though, like right now I have this big, huge pop filter, so I can sit here and go all the time. But, that's part of the enunciation. You got to be able to hear those consonants and those, vowels and things like that. And I'm still saying all the time. I hear it right now in myself. But then you have to be able to pronunciate somewhat correctly. Even though I use a heck of a lot of slang, you better believe I'm gonna say it to where everybody knows that it's going to be slang. So it's more like... If it was up to me, I would make everybody go take at least one public speaking class because there are ways in which you can express yourself. And you doesn't have to be like proper diction or anything like that. Just be able to talk to yourself. And, dude, just totally go out there and do it. Go stand in front of your mirror. Get used to hearing yourself. Get used to talking to yourself. See, one of the cool things that I do that I'm absolutely, totally passionate about is that I sing. I do karaoke every single day. Every day before I do a commentary, I will go to this online karaoke site, and I'll sing 2 or 3 songs because, first off, that warms up my voice so it doesn't sound like I'm a frog going blah, blah. and 2, it just kind of, it helps your vocal cords, and it helps you project what you are trying to say. So, and I know karaoke's not everybody's little thing, but I mean, just turn on your radio and sing to, moves like Jagger or something like that. Who knows? I mean, and then stand in front of your mirror. Get used to yourself. You cannot project yourself, especially in a media like YouTube, where 9 times out of 10 it's just your voice over like something else.
Yeah. You
can't project your true self until you're comfortable with yourself. So stand in front of the mirror, do your moves like Jagger and stuff. I mean, just get real with it.
All right, well, thank you for your input on the questions, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so we're going to have your link to your channel down below in the description, so make sure everybody go over there and give him lots of love. And, yeah, we're going to be wrapping this up. 37 and 17. You did awesome, dude.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.